Hey friends, check this out. So wildcard weekend, Steelers versus the Ravens, round 3. Here we go. Just when you thought it couldn't get any worse, the Steelers are like, hold my beer. Let me show you something. They showed us nothing this evening. That's right. A surprise. Losing the last 4 games of the regular season and now losing another playoff game, 6 in a row. And the funny thing is, it's not like they're close games. Yes, we're the underdog, but they're just getting blown out. So the final score tonight, 28-14, nearly doesn't even explain how badly we got beat on today. Let's just dive into it. There really is nothing really good to say about the game in a sense. Russell Wilson, his QBR was really good. 2 touchdown passes. The offensive play call was okay, but in the defense was, I don't even want to say it's all in defense. It was like a team effort of just not showing up. Like they said the big talk, like we're gonna play, they said all the things you need to say, but they didn't match up. Like their body language was just done after literally the first quarter, like missing tackles left and right. You could just see it all over their faces there. Like, I get it. Like, I wouldn't want to have to tackle Henry millions of times or Lamar, but that's your job, And if you don't like them running it down your throats, stop it. But they didn't, Everyone talks about this being a great defense. No, it isn't. There's some really great players on here, but as a collective, as a team tonight, no, unfortunately not. And I don't even think it helped the fact that they were in pads this week. They definitely didn't like that. And it definitely showed by the performances there. And, saw the practices of jumping around, being all excited. It was a show for the cameras, whatever. Yeah, they want to win, but they don't know how to win in the playoffs. That's the biggest issue at this point. There is nobody on this team left that remembers winning at this point. And Tomlin don't know about winning either at this point because his coaching doesn't reflect anything about winning. Regular season, that don't mean ish around here. We are about Lombardies, as cocky as that sounds, but it's the truth. That's what people in Pittsburgh want. They want championships. At this point, the standard is just trying to win a playoff game. Holy cows. How sad is that? It really shouldn't be like that. We are much better than that. But, first half, literally, I think the concerning portion was that the game plan was decent, as in they wanted to stop Henry, which is good. But at the same time, though, then that means you got to stop Lamar, and you can't just be these arm tackles flailing, like missing left and right. Holy cows. I'm just like, or better yet, I think the biggest thing I saw was when they're doing the read options, was that there was no backup in a sense. Like they're just going right into the running back, which I was fine with, but there needed to be someone on the back end covering Lamar, which a lot of times there wasn't. And yeah, it's unfortunate that we know this team so well. They know us really well. They knew what we were going to do, but we didn't make any more adjustments to kind of combat all that, which is weird. Surprise, we didn't make adjustments. The only thing that we did different was that we were determined to mix it up a little bit more today. But just hard on the defense. Offensively, like the second time we got the ball, like Freiermuth had an opportunity to get a first down. He was so lackadaisical and trying to get past the first down. Like he literally caught it from 1 yard out and couldn't get that extra yard. It's just the effort. Like this is just a different level of game. Like more needed to happen, and they just didn't do it. Second half, we actually started to play. It looked like they might try to get into the game. Score 2 quick touchdowns. But I think after we scored the first touchdown, they came right back down and scored in like a heartbeat. Then we scored another one. It was like, so we're down by 14. But the offense couldn't keep it going. Like it just, it's one of those nights. But but they ran for 299 yards. 299 yards. That's effing crazy. Like at this point, I'm just so numb to us like losing. I'm just so used to. It's crazy. I'm not even like upset. Like I just knew that this was coming. I think we all knew that. And they're talking about in Pittsburgh, nobody's wearing Steeler. Yeah, because we all know the standard is losing at this point. That's the new standard, just a standard. We lose. It's really depressing. We move on off season. Ravens, they move on to Buffalo Bills or Texans, depending upon the game tomorrow between the Bills and Broncos, whatever. For us next is pretty much what do we keep Wilson? Like, I think his asking price is going to end up being way too high. Fields we might keep around. I don't think we're going to keep both. It's one or the other. I don't know. This team just really, nobody wants to say it, but it really feels like the roster is just not it. The defensive players are starting to get old, especially the main ones, and we don't have a wide receiver too. But I'm not sure if it should even keep Pickens because he's going to want tons of money and he's worth the headaches. And the Steelers are probably stupid enough to probably pay him money, which would be so stupid because we can't keep on dealing with his antics. And then the offensive line is just a hot mess. Like they want to run the ball, but they're not good at pass blocking. They're okay at running, but they need to really take a look in the mirror and really try to understand what they're doing. And the biggest thing is the discrepancy in money. Like we spend almost 4 times the amount on defense than we do on offense. I think it's like 43 million on our offensive side, and it's something like close to like 163 million on defense doesn't perform. That reminds me of the biggest thing about tonight. Like nobody turned the ball over, which is good for both teams, but like we live off the turnovers. The defense didn't turn the ball over at all. Like no TJ Watt, no Mika. I know Cam's kicking butt out there. He's the only person on defense really I feel like showing up. But anyways, yeah. And then of course, what do you do with Mike Tomlin? What do you do with Mike Tomlin? Like for some reason he's untouchable. Like even the greatest coaches have been fired. Like I know we do here in Pittsburgh. We keep coaches around for a long time, and 18 years is nothing shabby. But maybe it is time for change. His message is lost. He's lost the team. Like as a free agent, who would want to come to Pittsburgh? Horrible offense. Like outdated defensive scheming in a sense. Like this team didn't get better as the season went. It got worse, unfortunately. And there's only one person to blame. Like, and they're going to fire coordinators, as the scapegoats. That doesn't mean stuff because it all still lays on the head coach. We used to talk about like, hey, he got the Super Bowl win and he took us to another Super Bowl. I used to be like, hey, coaching is that individual. It's not about the prior regime of Bill Cowher. But, the further away we get from that, boy, does it ever feel like it was always Cowher that built a great team. And Tomlin just happened to inherit a really good team at that time that got him the championships. And when he did have good teams, they laid eggs. He had a Hall of Fame QB that very easily could have gotten more Super Bowl victories, and we just blew it. He's blowing it now. I'm not saying that this was a team that was going to win a Super Bowl, but boy, great coaches find ways to lift mediocre players and teams to higher levels, and that this has not ever happened in a sense. But you know what? Nothing's going to happen. I can talk all I want. The media media loves them, but people in Pittsburgh can talk all they want. We all know nothing's going to happen. No changes. We're just going to have to live with what we got. Yeah. Hopefully next year we put on a better performance when we get to the playoffs and go 1-done. I don't know. And I can be numb to it again for another year. All right. Here we go, Steelers.